All right, hello everybody, welcome back. If you are a returning subscriber, I'm so happy to have you here. And hello to anyone who is new today, stumbled across my channel, welcome. Please consider subscribing and coming back if you enjoy any part of our little bit of chaos here on the internet. So what we are doing today is our weekly check-in. Excuse me, we are halfway through our pay period. So we got paid on August 25th, so I'm tracking well, what I'm going to write down for tracking is our non-cash spending for the past week from August 25th through August 30th. And so we're going to look at that. We're going to track those transactions and see what we need to pay back to the bank. Forgot the cash tray. To cover credit or debit card spending. And I think all of this was credit card spending. But anyway, it doesn't really matter so much. But, so this is after, most of our expenses thus far have been what we kind of budgeted for here and went through and talked about that. And we can, as far as bills and expected things. So this is just the additional spending that we have done out of variable expenses. So the first purchase that we had, it was a credit card transaction. So the description... it was Fairway, which is a grocery store. The amount was $42 even, which is cool when that happens. So I'm going to, it was a couple categories, so we're going to break that down. 8 of it was grocery. When we were taking... when we were heading to, I think I've said that we were kind of away for the weekend. We left Saturday, really just one night. We left Saturday, went to Des Moines to see our friends who live there, a married couple. And from when we were there, and then another couple who is also friends of ours and relatives of the friends, they traveled from where they live. We met in Des Moines and we just had kind of a grown-ups, triple date night or whatever. So we took sweet corn, and our sweet corn is about done, is overripe. We're not really eating it anymore. So $8 was from grocery to buy that sweet corn. And the other $34 in that transaction came from drinks that we took along to that. They both do need to be paid back to the bank. The next transaction was a credit card transaction. It was Amazon. It was for $8.31. The category is kids. I bought a mouth guard. My son is playing kind of like just like the youth flag football, and they asked them to have a mouth guard. So I'm not going to pay that back to the bank, mainly because you'll see when we get to the envelopes that I spent the kid money from the envelopes. So I don't have it. It's just going to come out of the checking account. So the next transaction was a credit card transaction. It was to Etsy. It was for $7.44. It is coming from my allowance or spending money, and it does need paid back to the bank. On Etsy, I bought the digital download of Debt Free Jessie's budgeting spreadsheet because I keep watching her doing it. I like the setup. I love a great spreadsheet, and I just do not feel confident or very skilled in making my own. So I did go ahead and purchase hers, and you'll probably see some of that on here for the parts of it that I opt to do digitally. The next thing was a credit card purchase from Amazon. It was a set of cash envelopes. It's kind of a different kind. It's a zipless kind that I'm just wanting to try out. That was $6.40. That is also coming from my spending money, and it does need paid back to the bank. And the final transaction, I think on here, was also a credit card purchase from Amazon for $25.67, and it's coming from clothing. after I said I wasn't going to buy myself or my kids clothes. It is socks for my son. It felt expensive, but it's like 24 pairs of socks. So my son has a lot of, he's very particular about his, lots of his clothes, but especially his socks. And so he had like the low cut socks because that's what I've always bought them because that's what I prefer. And so he had, you know, a decent amount of those. And then his, he got a bag of like hand-me-down, like donated things that were in great condition from someone that we know in the community that had like tall socks. And so he's been wearing those for a while and he's worn holes in most of those. And the short ones are getting too small. And now he's back to wanting short socks. But he wanted the size up from what he has, which is fine. But he's super particular. He wears his socks out because he has favorites and he wears them repeatedly every time that they're washed. And sometimes he double layers his socks, drives me absolutely, you know, whatever. So 2 days, 3 days, you know, I usually do laundry at least twice a week, if not 3 times. And so he's been, none of my socks are clean. And I'm like, if none of your socks are clean, it's because you're wearing more than 1 pair at a time per day because I did laundry 2 days ago. Okay, so he asked for new socks. I told him I would buy him this whole set of 24 socks, but he's getting rid of every pair that he has. The tall ones that need to be gone and the small ones and the short ones that are too small. They all have to go before the new ones go in the drawer. So that is what that is a giant package of socks for my son who is very particular about his socks. So let's just do some quick math on what we're going to be putting back into the bank. So 42 plus so these are both coming out of spending. The $744 and the $640 are coming out of spending, so that's going to be $14 total. I'm not going to round them both up. That's not getting paid back to the bank at all. And $26. So 26 plus 14 plus 42 should be $82. That will be going back to the bank. During this particular check-in. So I will start by popping into my spending category because it's right here in the first. Ooh. So first of all, I already pulled the 42 out of drinks and groceries. Whoops. Because I needed to make sure that that was paid, that was covered and paid for before I gave my husband the grocery money because I don't keep that on me. He takes it all at one time and uses it as needed through the 2 weeks. So I took that plus the drink money so that we would know how much was gone since we spent that right the first day that we got paid. So that is 42 there. And I already did the change and all that stuff. So that covers the grocery and the drinks. So the next thing, I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to be able to make change here. I might be able to do it this way. Let's go to clothes, which is in not that binder. I'm still working on figuring out where I want everything as well as where I actually put them. Clothes is in this savings challenge binder. I need 26 out of here, so we'll take a 20. Oh, I do have it. I didn't know if I had ones. 26. I did not think that I had ones in there, so that's exciting. I didn't need to make change for that. So 20, 5, and 6. So that is covered. So it is just the $14 now that I need out of my spending, where if I give it 20, then I would get 6 back, right? I'm sure if my math is wrong, you'll tell me, but I'm pretty sure that 20 minus 14 is 6. So that leaves me with 5, 10, 11, 12, 13 in my spending, which is probably the most that has seen halfway through a pay period in quite some time. So that takes care of those. And then we are going to add up what we have here, which is 20, 40, 60, 80, 1, and 2. So we do have our $82 to go back to the bank, which I'm actually going to pop back in here and just put this into our bank envelope because that will get deposited, and put that 82 will all go on the credit card, and then I will be taking the 831 that is currently, that will just go from the bank account to the credit card without having any cash put in to help cover it. So now I don't typically track our cash purchases. I mean, I sort of track them for myself, but I'm definitely not going to write out every single cash purchase. I'm even bad at updating my trackers in here. I don't know why. I don't know why I struggle with that. So we just went through my spending. That is $12 left in it to get through the week. Beauty, I have not spent anything out of. That still has 20, 40, and 50. I do know that my face wash, I think, is supposed to, the subscription for that is supposed to ship on Friday. And I was a little late getting my pedicure last month. So like this beauty envelope is supposed to cover my next pedicure. I probably won't get there till next week, but that is pretty much allocated. So for household, I haven't spent anything out of there yet either. And that is 10 and 20 that we still have in household. Eating out is empty. One of the reasons that I'm not tracking cash purchases is because it's like, it gets confusing because there are some things that I'm just a little bit more lenient on. So it was actually really kind of fun. We spent a little bit of our eating out money. There was $30 in the travel envelope, and we took that along with us, and we used that to eat on the way down. It was a ridiculously expensive takeout meal on the way down for lunch on Saturday. And then on the way back on Sunday morning, we, because we cooked, the people that were hosting us made some food. We brought sweet corn, and I think the other people brought some other food too. So like we had a meal in the house. We didn't eat out while we were there. But we got breakfast on Sunday morning while we were traveling back. So that came out of eating out. And then so we got home Sunday around noon. My kids had not slept all that well for the babysitters, and they were just thrown off. They're not used to us being gone. They missed us. And so I laid them down, and my entire family took a nap. Some of the kids didn't wake up till 4. Even my 7-year-old napped, myself and my husband napped, and the last one didn't wake up until 4. And so my 2 girls are 3 and 4, and our favorite place to eat in our town is a Mexican restaurant that we frequent. And, went to go out to eat. It's probably for food for 5 of us plus a decent tip because rice is hard to clean and my kids are messy. I always tip them well. And it probably takes all of our 60 eating out dollars for 2 weeks to eat there. But I was sitting here. I had gotten home Sunday night, where it was like Sunday after their naps. My husband was out working on the addition, and I was sitting at the table, and my 4-year-old came up and goes, "Mama, can we go to Mexico?" And that's how her and my 3-year-old ask to go out for Mexican. They cannot seem to figure out that Mexico is a place. Mexican would be the type of cuisine. So everybody was tired from being gone and the naps and whatever. So I was like, go ask your dad. So we pulled money. We used what was in here, and I don't even remember where else we pulled from. We might have pulled some from drinks. There wasn't anything in car wash. I think we pulled, I had spent kids. We pulled a couple bucks from family fun. Like, I don't remember where we pulled it all from. So I don't know. Like, I'm okay with it. Like, that was our, we ate on the way back from Des Moines, and we went out for one meal as a family when they wanted to go out. So it's empty in conclusion, but I don't know where all I pulled from to do that. Drinks has 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Did we? That's 39, and I think we only spent 34 and that check-in on drinks, which means that we use 5 of that to eat out. But in any case, there's 39 left. I'm going to keep 20 of that for this upcoming week because I know what will need to be purchased probably at some point this week. And I'm going to roll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Yeah, 11. Okay. 31. So we had 31, so we actually used 8 of their dollars. It doesn't matter. Okay. 30 or 3. I'm going to roll this back here. I made a couple new envelopes, one for challenges. So rollover that I've not found another purpose for, I decided that I'm going to put it right into challenges, because sometimes if I wait till the end of the 2 weeks, it's like, ooh, we should get a pizza. What cash do I have where? So instead of rolling it to somewhere purposeful, it's easy to come back into, you know, Family Fun had a couple, had a couple bucks. I'm like, I need to put it in the challenges so it's allocated somewhere else so it doesn't get spent randomly. So that's something that I implemented to help me to be more consistent. So we had no money in car washes this week. It was a little tight, so we didn't do that. For kids, there was $30 in kids this week, and I legitimately had some plans for that. But what we did instead was we, at the place that we stopped to get breakfast on the way back, it's a big gas station with lots of little trinkets, and I got each of my kids something. Each of the girls got a stuffed animal, and my son got a little, like, Pokeball with a Pokemon in it made out of Legos that he had to build, and a back scratcher because they had them there, and he's been, like, telling me he needs a back scratcher and grabbing my kitchen spatulas. So it just worked out well. It was more than $30. But I think I probably just took it out of what we had in the eating out envelope because we were there to eat out. And I just put the 30 from kids back into eating out to pay it back. So at least $30 was spent on random gifts for my kids because we were gone for the night. Family Fun, we spent $17 getting our whole family ice cream. Man, when those kids figured out that they could get marshmallow shakes instead of the little ice cream containers, that messed up my entire Family Fun budget. So there was $3 left in here. I think I used a couple of it for eating out, and the last dollar went into challenges. So church, there's $6 left. I know I stole from that, but that is $2 for each of my kids for this upcoming weekend. They put $1 in the donut basket to get a donut and $1 in the collection basket. There's nothing in chores. I think I took that to eat out. He takes his spending money. I made him this envelope, but I give him his $60 and he keeps it on his own. Groceries, I give him that money also because he grocery shops. But as a reminder, we took $8 out of it for the sweet corn. He spent $94 at the grocery store this week, and there's $100. I checked where he keeps it there because that envelope happens to be at home. $184 left for groceries for week 2 until we get paid. So definitely has more left than what he spent in a week. So money that we have to roll over into challenges, and hopefully there's more, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So that's not a lot, but as we talk about frequently, every dollar counts. And in like the little savings challenges, that little bit can really go a long way, you know, in rolling the dice in some of those games. I do have a couple things that I do need to get with our household money. So I do anticipate that will probably won't be much left for rollover for that. I have a couple things on the list. I just have not gotten to the store to get it. So that is kind of our weekly check-in and our the spending that we've done over the last week and where we stand on everything going into the next week. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask them. I'm happy to engage in the comments. Please like this video on your way out. And if you enjoyed my content at all, please consider subscribing and coming back to our little bit of chaos here on the internet. And I will see you next time. Bye.